Ubisoft has just given us some crazy new information about the upcoming Wrath of the Druids DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where they have now addressed the issue where the community members were actually complaining about how small the seasonal DLCs were, comparing the river rates and how buggy it was, and how there was not really much of content available with these DLCs. And now in the recent Ubisoft's earnings call, they've given us some crazy information, which I think is going to put a huge smile on your face, of course. Now, Ubisoft said that the Wrath of the Druids DLC is going to be much stronger, much bigger, and will have so much more content than what we have seen with Assassin's Creed Odyssey's DLC plans. And especially since Valhalla is the most highest sold out Assassin's Creed game as of now, Ubisoft themselves are actually surprised on how well this game sold, and they've also claimed that this game actually has a ton of active player base, which is why they've now decided to support Valhalla way more than any other Assassin's Creed games they've done before. Now, if you guys have played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, then you guys might probably be familiar with how well done all the DLC expansions were for that game, especially since there was so much content available for that game. Like, we actually had two major expansions, which is almost equal to an entire game itself. And now that Ubisoft is saying that the Wrath of the Druids DLC is going to be much stronger, much bigger, it now leads us to a conclusion that this DLC is, of course, going to be so much more bigger and will have a ton of new content with the Wrath of the Druids. Now, of course, on every single one of my recent videos, you guys have been asking, when is the Wrath of the Druids DLC going to come out? What is the release date of this DLC? Some of them say it's going to be releasing in the March, and some say it's in April. So what is the exact release date? So first of all, let's be clear. There are going to be two DLC expansions that are going to be coming out in the month of March as well as in the month of April. Now, the first DLC we're going to be getting is coming up this week, which is basically a seasonal update, which is going to be very small. It's not going to have as much content. It's not some kind of a huge expansion itself. This is going to be a small DLC, pretty much very similar to the River Raid's first expansion. And then in the month of April, you're going to be getting the massive DLC, Wrath of the Druids, which is not going to be free, of course. You will have to pay for the DLC, and if you already own the Ultimate Edition of the game or Season Pass or even the Golden Edition of the game, then you will already get this DLC for free. But for those of you guys who actually got the Standard Edition, then you will actually have an option in the Ubisoft store where you can purchase each individual DLC separately, and also you can even decide to get the Gold Edition or even the Season Pass itself, which includes all the upcoming DLCs which will be releasing up in the future in the coming months. So lads, I think this is great news since Ubisoft have now said that they're going to be benefiting from a stronger and longer post-launch program for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and they have now particularly mentioned Wrath of the Druids as well as the Siege of Paris. And as you guys already know, I love to keep all of my videos as short as possible without really dragging them all the way to 10 minutes long. So if these type of short and informative videos are something you guys really enjoy, then make sure to go ahead and support them by simply just smacking a like rating on this video, and also subscribe for more daily Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well as all the upcoming open world videos, because that is something I cover on this channel. Also, make sure that you guys are turning the notifications on and set the notifications to all, because if you don't do that, then YouTube doesn't end up sending you guys notification, because as you guys know, YouTube is a pretty broke-ass platform. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.